Good morning, students. Welcome to the class. Today we will start chapter number 10, that is human settlement. So, uh, you must be thinking that we have already done one human development from book number 2, that is chapter number 4. So, uh, in ideal situations, we have to read them together. But uh, as it was at the end of this chapter, we were expecting that this will be cut off by the CBSE after 30% slash off. But if not cut down, so we will study, and you will find that you almost know about this topics which we will cover in this chapter because it is related to chapter number 4, human settlements, from book number 2. So in this chapter basically we will deal with the classifications of settlements, rural settlements, urban settlements. What are the factors which affects the location of rural settlements? Then what are the different rural settlement patterns on the basis of shape, on the basis of patterns? Then what are the problems of rural settlements? Then we will see urban settlement, not, not just as in India, we will see that on a world level also, and the classification of towns on the basis of their forms. So this will be related to chapter number 4, but it will have some plus points also, like problems in human settlements in developing country is one of the topic which we have not taken in the chapter number 4. Then what are the problems of urban settlements? What are the problems of rural settlements? What are the impact on the society? All those we will study in this chapter. Okay, I hope आपको ये चीज क्लियर हो गई हो. ह्यूमन सेटलमेंट जो 10th नंबर चैप्टर है, चैप्टर नंबर 10, इसमें हम पढ़ेंगे अबाउट द क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ रूरल एज वेल एज द अर्बन सेंटर्स. What are the difference pattern or the shape of rural settlements? Then what are the problems with the rural settlements, and what are the problems with urban settlements? So all will comes under this. So when we talk about human settlements, we have already discussed about what is the definition of human settlements. A settlement is a community in which people lives. Okay, human settlements, it's a form of human habitation which ranges from a single house to a large city. Okay, so human settlement क्या होता है? जहां पर community रहती है, they live there, that comes under the human settlements. And we know that the human settlements varies in size and types from villages to cities to town to mega cities, metropolitan cities, agglomerations. So all those about the human settlements. So there is one classification of settlements of rural urban economy. What this means that we know that the difference between rural and the urban settlements, हमने ये उस chapter में भी किया था कि what is the difference between rural and urban settlement, because you will see that when you are comparing it at the world level, you will find there is no consensus on what exactly defines a village and a town. Okay, means काफी सारी चीजें हमारे यहाँ पर city है. In India we call it as a city or a town, which if you go to the developed countries you will find that they are just making them as the rural settlements. They are counting just at the rural settlements. So what is the definitions which generally comes forward, and it is taken care by all the uh, countries in the world? That simply means that the basic difference between towns villages is that in town the main occupation of the people is related to secondary and tertiary activities, while in the village most of the people are engaged in primary activities such as fishing, lumbering, mining, animal husbandry. So काफी सारी चीजें हैं, but the only thing which can separate and all the countries are on this same page, that the town main occupation, the areas where main occupation is secondary and tertiary activities, that comes under the town. if the area have a majorly people engaged in primary activities like agriculture, fishing, mining, animal husbandry, so that will comes under the rural settlements. Now, there is one more concept called as suburbanization. It is important, guys. What is suburbanizations? You will see that there is a new trend that people are moving away from the congested urban areas to cleaner area outside the city in search of better quality for living. So I can very easily relate it with me that so before coming to teaching, yes, I was working in Gurgaon in the companies. So Gurgaon, you will find that Hooda areas, all that sectors are very congested. Okay, so what I do that I do my job in the Hooda, but I was living in a flat which was there in Manesar. So Manesar is around 15 to 20 kilometers away from the main Gurgaon. Manesar, where you will find Maruti Suzuki View plant. So that area you will find more clean outside the city, have a better living conditions as compared to the inner Gurgaon. Plus, it is also economical also. That was one of the reasons. So people are all they don't want to live in the congested urban areas. They want some cleaner, environmental friendly, fresh air, fresh water areas. So they move outside that cities and they go to the areas, and that area is called as the suburban areas. That area is called as the suburban areas. So important suburban developments around the major cities, and every day thousands of the people commute from their homes in the suburb for their workplaces in the cities. Okay, I hope it is clear to you what is suburbanization. So people moving trends moving away from the congested urban areas to the cleaner area outside the city in search of better quality of living. Okay, that is the what the suburbanization means. Now, when we are talking about the exact definition of what is urban settlement, so it is mentioned in our Census of India 1991. So according to Census of India 1991, urban settlements means all the places which have municipalities, corporations, cantonment boards, or notified town area committees and have a minimum population of 5,000 person. At least 75% of male workers are engaged in non-agricultural pursuits, and density of population is at least 400 persons per square kilometers are called urban. So very much important guys, ये तो मैंने just पढ़ दिया, अब इसका मतलब क्या है? So census of 1991 says that urban settlement हम उस जगह को मानेंगे जहां पर या तो म्युनिसिपैलिटी है, अगर दे हैव अ कॉर्पोरेशन, वहां पे कैंटोनमेंट बोर्ड्स हैं, या वहां की पॉपुलेशन जो है वो कम से कम 5,000 पर्सन है, उससे ज्यादा है, और उसमें भी 75% ऑफ द पीपल आर वर्किंग इन नॉन एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर्स मींस सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शरीज. ओके, then only agar if they are working in the primary and secondary activity, then primary only in primary activity, then that person will be counted as the rural settlements. And the density of population is at least 400 persons per square kilometers. So 400 persons per square kilometers, we know that the population density क्या होता है, number of persons per square kilometer of area. So if that area contain 400 persons per square kilometer of area, then we will call that as the urban settlements. Okay, I hope it is clear to you about the rural as well as the urban areas. So you will see that in petrol pumps are considered as the lower order functions in the United States while it is the urban function in India. कहने का मतलब जो यहाँ हमारे यहाँ पे जिस सेक्टर में हम अर्बन एरियाज काउंट करते हैं, देयर आर वेरी हाई पॉसिबिलिटी दैट यूएसए डोंट काउंट इन दैट बिकॉज we have already seen that 80% of their population is still working for tertiary activities. वहाँ पे there is only 2 or 3% per persons who are working in the primary sectors. So everyone, even see the petrol pump in our areas, if we have a petrol pump हम उसे कहते हैं that we are living in the urban settlements, but that is not the case in the United States. So overall we have to see that the there is a difference of uh, facilities available in the villages of developed countries as well as in the developing countries. So that differ from the definitions. Okay. Now let's just come to the settlements, types and the patterns of the settlements. So when we are talking about the settlements, so settlement may be classified into two different types. First on the basis of shape and second on the basis of pattern. Okay, जो settlement है, human settlement है, that can be divided into two parts on the basis of shape and on the basis of pattern. So when we are talking about on the basis of shape, we have divided that into two parts. First is called compact or nucleated settlements. You will easily relate it with chapter number 4 because we have seen this in the types, four different types of rural settlements. But here we are just talking about the settlements. और settlements को हमने divide कर दिया है दो हिस्सों में. One is shape and the other is pattern. So when there is a shape concern, shape के हिसाब से अगर हम settlement decide करते हैं तो there are two type of settlements: compact nucleated settlements or dispersed settlements. So when we are talking about the when we are talking about the compact or the nucleated settlements, we basically means that settlements those where a large number of houses are built very close to each other. Yes, generally you will find this kind of settlements in developed along the river valleys, fertile plains in northern plains you will, or communities also closely knit and share common occupations, okay, like agriculture, or you can say they are working for national parks or many other things. So compact or nucleated is the same thing, settlements in which the large number of houses are built very close to each other, same as it was in the earlier chapter, the chapter number 4. Second is dispersed settlement. So when we are talking about a dispersed settlement, in these settlements, houses are spaced far away apart from each other, often integrated with the fields. A cultural features such as the place of worship or a market bind these settlements together. So this kind of settlements you will find on mountains, hill areas. You will see that one home is at the hilltop and there is another home at the different hilltop. That means, and only the market, like the market is in between that hilltops will, you can say, connect that dispersed settlements. When the people are living far away from each other, their habitation is far away from each other, that will come under the dispersed settlements. Now when we are talking about the patterns, there is a linear pattern, circular pattern, cross-shaped patterns. So all these we will discuss in our next video because it's in detail. Linear pattern क्या होता है, circular pattern क्या होता है, we will discuss that in details. Suppose this is the road, okay, and if the uh, houses are built along the side of a road on the both side, so they, suppose this is the houses on the both side, then this is called as the linear pattern. We will discuss, don't worry, we will discuss this in detail about the pattern. Now just I wanted to discuss about the shape of settlement, that is based on the compact as well as the nucleated settlements. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. सेटलमेंट्स के बारे में हमने पढ़ा, सब अर्बनाइजेशन के बारे में हमने पढ़ा. It is, it's a very easy chapter, you just have to link it with the chapter number 4. Okay, सेंसस ऑफ इंडिया 1991 के हिसाब से हमने पता किया व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ अर्बन settlements and what we called as urban in India. There are very high possibility that will be not an urban in USA or any developed country. So the definition is different to every areas, but yes, there is you can say, if a person majorly involves in the tertiary activities, they will come under the urban settlements. Now, next topic is rural settlement. So when we are talking about the rural settlements, so rural settlements are mostly closely and directly related to the land. Okay, uh, and rural settlements are dominated by the primary activities like agriculture, animal husbandry, fishing. So these are the rural activities, and the settlement size is relatively small when it comes to the urban areas. So urban areas से जो settlements है वो काफी small है as compared to the system. Now when you say the rural settlement, so there are some factors which affects the location of rural settlements. किसी भी एक जगह पर रूरल सेटलमेंट्स होने के लिए देर आर सम फैक्टर्स, क्यों वहां पर रूरल सेटलमेंट्स है, देर आर सम फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग द लोकेशन ऑफ रूरल settlements. So first one is most and the important one is one factor which affects the location of rural settlement is water supply. So you will find that almost all the rural settlements are located near to the water bodies. For example, rivers. So you will see there here is a river, okay, and this is the settlements. This is a picture of an Haridwar, which you can not relate as in a rural settlement also, but it is just to tell you that the rural settlements means which are generally located near to the water bodies like rivers, lake, springs, where water can easily be obtained, because first requirement for the settlement is the water. If that area is not have the water available, then definitely that area will be not equally and good settlement. Now, sometimes you will see that the water drives people to settle, and there are also some of the disadvantages like that the most of the water based wet points settlements have many advantages such as the water for drinking, cooking and washing. So rivers like lakes can be used to irrigate farmlands. Okay, water bodies also have fish which can be caught for diet, and navigable rivers and lakes can be used for transportations. Okay, so water supply is also a very important factors. Second factors which affects the location of urban settlements is the land. So when we are talking about land, people used to settle basically on near to the fertile lands, land which is supported by the agricultures and the areas which can support them to live happily. So you will find that in even Europe, villages grew up near the rolling countries, avoiding swampy, low-lying lands, while people in the Southeast Asia choose to live near low-lying rivers, valleys, and coastal plains suited for wet river cultivation. So early settlers choose plain areas with fertile lands. So land also play an important role in the rural settlement. Now, next one is the building material. Upland is also one of the topic which you just read that from the books. So upland, why upland? Because they are not prone to the flooding. काफी लोग एक ऊंची जगह पर जाकर रहना पसंद करते हैं, अपना घर बनाना पसंद करते हैं जहां पर पानी या फ्लड्स कभी ना पहुंच पाए, ताकि उनकी सेटलमेंट जो है वो खराब ना हो. सो दैट इज व्हाई द अपलैंड इज आल्सो वन ऑफ द रीजन फॉर द लोकेशन ऑफ द rural settlements. Now, building materials. So, building material is also one of the points which affect the location of the rural settlements. Building materials like wood, stones, mud bricks. Okay, you will see that the ability of building materials is also another settlement. So, if you find mud bricks very easily, okay, then you will be settled easily. Okay, many villages were built in forest clearing where wood was plenty. Okay, and you will find that Eskimos used the polar ice region uses the ice block. See, this is the ice block to construct igloos. Yes, we know that igloo, it's a round shape where they live, and like Savannah and African countries, they work with a mud bricks, which generally is a good also because it will keep the atmosphere cool there. And building material also play an important role for the location of रूरल सेटलमेंट्स, जहां पर बिल्डिंग मटेरियल इजीली मिल जाएगा, नजदीक मिल जाएगा, वहां पे रूरल सेटलमेंट्स के बनने के ज्यादा चांसेस हैं. ओके. Now the last point is called as the defense. रूरल सेटलमेंट्स की लोकेशन को डिफेंस के मद्देनजर भी रखा जाता है. Why? Because they have to be settled in such a way that enemy cannot attack that areas during that time of suppose political instability, war time pay, hostility with the neighbor groups. There should be a defensive system to conserve your rural settlements. Okay, so you will find that many Rajas during many kings during their times they build a big forts with a big boundaries, defensive hills like you will find in this kinds of uh, in Rajasthan. So this is what this is here. This is the Lal Killa by default, but you will see that this is the entry point to enter the Lal Kilas, and the fort have the boundary which is built a big fort that no one can reach, even the uh, enemies also. So the in Nigeria you will find that upstanding Eiselberg formed good defensive sites. In India, most of the forts are located on the higher grounds of the hills. So Nigeria के context में I think you should know that हमने एक कंसेप्ट पढ़ा था आइसलबर्ग. ओके, आइसलबर्ग क्या होता है? सपोज दिस इज द लैंड surface and so many due to the wind erosions many mountains are eroded and only one big mountain in a flat ways are formed and the other erosion has gone, so this big form is called as the Eiselberg. This is called as the Eiselberg. And the in Nigeria, the people start living on this Eiselberg. Why? Because it will provide the defense. Because the people, if wants to attack, it comes from the downward sides, and the people who are sitting at the above will have the advantages. So this was about the first human settlement के बारे में हमने पढ़ा. Then what is the definition of rural settlements and the urban settlements? Then there are types and the patterns of settlements. Shapes के हिसाब से we have decided, pattern के हिसाब से we have discussed, and the factors affecting the location of the rural settlements. I hope it is clear to you. We will continue with this on tomorrow.